Good morning, guys. This morning we woke up at Diamond Head Campground here in New South Wales. We drove 5 hours north from Cronulla, ended up here, and we've got a few nights booked. We've booked 3 nights, but we're thinking of maybe booking another one because it is so beautiful. It's a little bit windy today, but I'm going to grab my coffee and head down to the beach. So we're currently in Byron Bay National Park here in New South Wales, and this beach down here is a 4-wheel drive access track. I saw a bunch of 4-wheel drives come down here. This is the issue with having bangs, is no matter how tight your ponytail, your hair will be flying out. The wind is crazy. It just spilt my coffee on the way down. Neither Josh nor I are morning people. We both love a good sleep in, but I just can't sleep on this view. He's in bed scrolling on his phone. That's how he likes to wake up in the morning, but I just love to come down, sit in the sun, and the waves are pumping today. So my plan for this morning is, obviously I'm starting the day pretty slow, having a coffee, staring at the view. What a great way to start the Monday. And then I'm gonna head back and get stuck into some work, do some emails, because I am working remotely while we are traveling. And then, yeah, just see where the day takes us. It's such a beautiful problem to have, is not knowing what to do for the rest of your day. And when it's a Monday morning, and previously the Monday morning for me was a long commute to the Sydney CBD. It's just such a cool new way of life for me. He's awake.
And I made the bed.
Oh, great effort. I hope you won't be offended if I remake that. Although we are still in range, we've got the Starlink running just because obviously it would be chewing through my data to be working off my hotspot. But yeah, the Starlink is awesome because I'm sure everyone is familiar with what Starlink is, but it roams and it looks for satellites, and then that's where it pulls the internet. So even when we are in the middle of nowhere in the outback, we can connect to the internet, which is awesome, not just for, you know, social media scrolling and all that, but being connected to family and friends. You can do Wi-Fi calls now. God forbid you're in an emergency, but you could call emergency services. Of course, you should still have, you know, a satellite phone and an EPIRB and all of the other safety essentials for when you are remote. I mean, it's a little bit pricey. Like, we pay obviously just like you would pay an internet plan. Now that I'm working on the road, the Starlink is just awesome. I'm always connected. I can always answer a call when I'm hooked up to the Starlink, and yeah, it's just like I'm at home or I'm in an office and I'm actually in the middle of nowhere in my caravan.
Okay, so a bloke just knocked at the door. He got stuck on the beach down here. Made short work of getting him out in the Ranger. Also made $100. I didn't want his money, but he insisted. Okay, old mate is well and truly stuck. Just Navara things. So we'll give him a tug with the Ranger, and then this tide is coming in. It's actually disappearing in front of me, so I think we're just gonna keep the power down, keep the strap on until we're all the way off the beach. We are rolling. You only need a little bit of a tug to get him out. Ranger is loving it. Heaps of torque, and we're all good. So let's get off this beach because it is disappearing. So you can see the water's coming up. This is now the mad rush off. Kind of why I hate doing recoveries when you walk into the unknown on the beach, but we're all good. Nobody wants their holiday ruined.
It's always nice to help someone out. I think, you know, you do it for the fact that you want to help them, but also the good karma, because we would hope if anything ever happened to our ute or our van, that someone else would also have our back.
And they absolutely would. This is the best thing about this community. Though one thing while I was down there, the tide was coming in over the sand, so we're not driving down there today. But there's always tomorrow. That's the best thing about this lifestyle. We got nothing but time.
We did book another night. We just love it here. We don't really want to move. So thankfully we live on the road. We don't have to get back to an office.
So yes, we're going to stay another night, and while that's all happening, Jess also has some quiche going on in the air fryer behind us. We've still got a bit happening out of the ute, so air fryer, there's no point in moving into the van, so we're going to keep that in the ute, and then if we detach, we still got an air fryer wherever we go. So we're just living life at large, absolutely maxo relaxo, and it is so good.
It is awesome to have a super capable caravan and also a trustworthy ute. Tonight is our first dinner in the van in our full-time life. We didn't eat dinner last night because we rolled in so late. So today I went off to Coles. The shops are thankfully only 15 minutes away. I just took the ute and got some supplies. So I decided to make pizza because I thought it would be fun. I got these pizza bases and then we've just got cheese, ham, prosciutto, onion, and I'm starving. You don't need...
Now we could of course have just put those pizzas in the air fryer, which is in the ute, but I wanted to see how much we can cook on a grill and also what we can get away with, because that means when we're in the middle of nowhere and it's cloudy or whatever else it is, that means we're not making power. We can of course just cook stuff up on the grill, which is what I'm about.
I love these mitts. You can get them in like random roadhouses, but I have a crocodile and a whale shark so far and I want to get the kangaroo. The cheese is burning, obviously because it's on the top, but I'm not convinced that the base is cooked at all. Maybe if I turn it down. Do my oven mitts look stupid?
Okay, caravan pizza night, was it a success?
So it was better than I was expecting, for sure. I am impressed by the grill. My cheese is definitely burnt, so I think what I'll do next time is put it in, let it cook, and then put the cheese on last, and then let it fully cook. But it was still good. It was still a really good pizza.
That cheese does look quite... It still looks like pizza though. Like, pizza in any language is a good thing.
I don't think you should be able to pick your cheese up. But, look, I've probably offended a few Italians tonight, but it tastes pretty good to me.
Not just tonight, but most days. Alright, okay, we'll check back probably tomorrow. I don't even know what we're doing tomorrow, but tomorrow we'll be doing more caravan related stuff. No doubt.
So a bit of a rookie error, but also not embarrassing because we're still working everything out with the caravan. We've never lived in a van before. We ran the caravan battery flat last night, so the lights went out. We realised that we had no power, so we were like, okay, whatever, like we'll wait till tomorrow. So I'm just off going for a walk. As you can tell, it's not very sunny, so the odds of it being charged by solar is very low because it'll just take so long. So we're going to grab the Jenny out and then, you know, charge it with the generator. But just wanted to include this because I just think, you know, no shame. You're learning a new thing and it's not obvious and we didn't know how much power we were using. We're probably used to using a lot more power than we're actually supposed to be doing because we've lived in an apartment. We've had unlimited power, so it's a good learning curve. But yeah, I thought I would just take the opportunity to go for a walk this morning, look around the campsite, look around the national park. It's been raining, so we haven't exactly had the best weather, but just trying to make the most of it because a rainy, bad day out here is better than any day back home, I reckon. When you're on the road, I think it's all about adapting, and I just thought there was a break in the weather. Josh is still in bed. I'm sure that's not surprising to anyone, so I thought I'm going to get out and go for a walk. I've just reached this beautiful little lookout over the water and it was such a nice way to start the day. I have to be honest, I was feeling a type of way because I have not had a coffee yet because obviously we don't have any power in the van to power a coffee machine, but this was such a nice way to start the day and I'm so glad we had a little break in the rain. It is still overcast, but at least it's not raining. And I'm just hoping that as we head more north, we're going to have warmer weather. I do have high expectations. I understand it is winter. This is very normal for Australia, but yeah. We were just in WA, so my expectations are so high for the temperature and I just can't wait to be back in a bikini and swimming and in the warm, sunny Aussie weather. Glad I got my walk in this morning because it's turned out to be a rainy old day. It's days like this that even though you're stuck inside, I'm so grateful that we have something to be stuck inside. We had had so many times where we got stuck in the rain when we were camping, just in the ute in the rooftop tent, and it was horrible. Like, you're in this tiny little space, it's pouring outside. Like, a lot of the time the water's getting into the rooftop tent, wetting the mattress. We're safe and warm and dry in the caravan, and I am gonna start a new book. We are headed to Byron Bay. We just spent a night in Lennox Head. It was a very quick stopover. We just wanted to see this lake that my friend Susie had recommended. It's a tea tree lake. It's Lake Ainsworth, and historically it was actually a sacred Aboriginal women's site where they would go to heal after birth.
So the tea tree comes from like the paper bark trees around it, so it like seeps in. The brownness in the water comes from tannins from the trees, so that's hence the brown water, but it's not dirty per se.
Yeah, it looks dirty upon appearance unless you know that it's the tea tree. So we put our hands in there. It was a bit too cold to swim, but I don't know if it was a placebo, but I reckon my hands felt softer.
My hands look amazing, folks. So
and they're healed and they're antiseptic. So now we're about to leave Reflections Caravan Park and we're going to head to Ingenia Holiday Park in Byron Bay, and I've booked 4 nights. It's definitely a little bit pricey up here.
Last night we paid $54 a night, which is wild because it's more expensive than Byron Bay, which is a tourist hotspot.
Yeah, but there's actually a range of caravan parks in Byron Bay and we've chosen the cheapest one. The one that I would really love to stay at, that's right on the water. I think it's called First Sun Holiday Park or something. It's $75 a night. So just not happening, because otherwise we'd be here for what, 1 or 2 nights, and we don't want that. So we found one that actually had a deal. It was $44 a night, but if you booked 4 nights, it was 20% off. So it worked out like $35 a night or something like that. So we booked 4 nights.
And after this comes a whole lot of free camping, because caravan parks is really not our scene. So we'll get this under our belt. We'll knock over the east coast because you kind of need to be in caravan parks for some of it, and then we're going proper off-grid. Okay, so we've arrived at Ingenia Holiday Park, Byron. Jessie's checking in right now. Actually, here she comes. And then once she hands me that map, we are going to head straight to the campsite, pull in, get the beers pouring. It's a bit early, but we just won't tell her. How'd you go?
Got it. We are site 300.
Do we know where it is?
Yeah, so we got to go in here, all the way up here, she said, and then reverse into 300. This was a super tight spot, but thankfully we had some very kind people move their vehicles to let us back in, and then it wasn't too bad.
Well, it's always a good sign when multiple people are like, oh yeah, good luck getting in there, but moved a couple of cars out of the way. Well, the owners did, we didn't do it, and got in first go, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's not exactly straight, but it'll do just fine. There's big trees to manoeuvre around, and just couldn't be bothered really. I want a beer.
And the good news is we're here for 4 nights, so we don't have to move this thing again for 4 nights. Thank God, because parking in these and being the one that's directing Josh is the most stressful part of my day.
Got hard, John. Ridiculous.
And because we have booked a powered site at this caravan park, we do have access to power and also water. So I'm excited. We get to use our new water inline filtration system. So, it's an inline water filter, I'll use the right term. It's from B.E.S.T water filters, and I know you might be thinking that's a bit lame. I can't believe you're so excited about water filtration, but if you know me, you'll understand, and if you're watching this YouTube, you'll get to know me and you'll know why I care so much about water filtration. First things first is we have to commission the inline to remove any of the carbon dust. So we're going to do that now so that our water is of the best quality when it's filtering into our van. First we need to get the excess carbon dust out of the filter. I watched the little video, and you've got to turn the water on to a low pressure. It'll take a while to get through this big hose. And then once you feel it start to come out, oh, it's so dark, you just let it all out on like a low amount. And then this filter runs both ways. So you've got to remove it, put it in the other way, and then do the same process, turn it on a low amount. As you can see, it's still black coming out, removing that carbon dust. Let it run for a little bit. And then I'll repeat, remove it, put it into the other side, let a bit more water out, still black. So we want to keep doing this until the water runs clear, and then we know that we've gotten all the excess dust out. Okay, I'm gonna do one more because I've done this a couple of times each side now. Looking pretty clear to me. I'll do one the other side just for safety. I reckon it looks pretty good, so I think now we can connect to the van and start filtering our water to the van.
So to connect it to the caravan, it's as simple as banging this end on here and then this onto here. And the important thing to note is that we're using food grade hose, super important when you're drinking from that water.
The monthly Byron Bay markets were on, so we headed into town and I ran into my really good friend Charlotte, which was such a nice surprise.
We've actually been loving Byron, and it's time to extend, I think, sort of because I've got a little bit to do and I want to get us ready to go off grid, but also because the weather's just amazing here right now. It's really popped and it's going to continue to pop for the next couple of days. So I'm going to extend our stay. I bought a little bit of supplies to get us through. I'm going to get us ready to go off grid.
So I got this cute little shell basket. Why not? You go to a market, you got to buy something. Let's go to the beach.
Let's go to the beach. Let's go get away. Stay. Why do you want to stay? Is that how it goes?
No.
Oh.
Nicki Minaj would be so upset. Yay. So glad that we're somewhere where it's winter and we get to go to the beach.
Now, you will notice in addition to the windscreen here, Jess has very neatly written out the dimensions of the SRT19. That's just a quick cheat sheet so that when we're coming up to a bridge or any sort of obstacle, I can look up there and say, yep, that's my length, width, height, all of that, and know that I'll get through just right.
Unlike the road at the
Unlike
moment.
this. So yeah, that's really going to help us on the road stay safe. It's a good little thing. You're never going to remember exactly, especially in the heat of the moment. So having it up there, I'm not embarrassed. I think it's a great idea.
Why would you be embarrassed?
Well, what if people think like, oh, you can't even remember how long or tall you are? I swear, just picked the wrong entrance to this beach. This is rocky as, and I've got no bloody shoes on. I don't actually know why I've got no shoes on, but okay, maybe I stuffed up too. But the point is, we're blaming Jess. I forgot my pillow.
Dang it.
My blow up pillow.
So it's our last day in Byron, sad reacts only. I would love to stay longer. It is definitely one of my most favourite places, but we are on a road trip, so we do need to move on. I've been taking advantage of being hooked up to shore power and water. I've done a few loads of washing in our little washing machine and charging all the devices like the GoPro, phones, laptops, all the things, because you just never know. We actually don't know where we're going next, so we don't know if we're going to have power or if we're going to be off grid. So it just helps to be prepared, I guess. But it's a beautiful day. As you can tell, I'm dressed to go to the beach. Going to sit on the beach, relax, read my book and say goodbye to Byron the best way possible.
Yeah, so as you can see, Byron Shire Council, we tried to pay.
Did it go? to be a bit tricky getting out of here.
It's going to be painful. I think.
We're going to have an argument.
Possibly.
If those trees weren't there, it might not be as hard. But yeah, we've got to get, obviously, the ute around here, not hit any of these trees or these cars. I think the wide angle lens on the GoPro is actually making it look a bit more forgiving than it is in real life.
The right hand side rear of the Caravan, because it's going to start to sway out as I go round.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to clip any of this camp, so
Yeah.
get your bit here, bring back as far as I can go. Stage 2, we're going to go that way. Caravan's going to swing out. I'll get you to let me know if you're going to hit anything. And then once we've done that manoeuvre, I'll get you up here and we'll work that out when we get to it.
Once the van's fully out.
Yeah, so once the van sort of come back, turned around, and we're ready to start watching this bit here, make sure we're not hitting that or that Ford Ranger over there.
Mm.
Because Ford Ranger hitting Ford Ranger, it's pretty much taboo.
Hate this part.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, you ready for this?
Yep. Okay, come back. I'm just gonna have a look at the left, hang on.
I can see it, I'm clear. Oh, coming around as I turn, I'm going to go as far as I can.
Yep, you've cleared the Ranger. Yep, you made that look easy. Good job. And now we check the lights. Okay, do the brake. Yeah. Do you need to do the indicators? Yeah, right. Yeah, left, good. We good to go. So sadly we are leaving Byron Bay. What was meant to be 4 nights ended up being 7 days because we just loved it here so much.
Yep, so now we are heading off grid. We've brimmed the tanks, topped up the batteries, the fuel and everything else.
Yeah, so I even ran into Aldi this morning to do a little cheap grocery shop. Josh found this camp on WikiCamp, so it's a free one where you've got to be self-sufficient, and we do love that challenge.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to this one because it's got a sweet little trick that I can guarantee you haven't seen in many other free camps, so we're really keen to show you this one. So that wraps up this episode. The next one is going to be very special and you aren't going to want to miss it, so make sure you subscribe, like and comment because this one is going to be really, really special.